co-host?
Yes, I have set you as a co-host and Lai as a co-host.
Okay, cool. All
Okay.
right, I'll just fix. Oh, no, you haven't. I
Wait.
still haven't been made co-host.
Oh, wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Forgot.
Thank you.
Okay, done. Now
Thank you.
let's begin. Fellow Toastmasters and the most welcome guests, welcome to the advanced hashtag Ardent Speaker meeting. My name is Sean. I am honored to serve as your surgeon at arms for tonight's meeting. Before we start, let me kindly remind everyone of three simple ground rules to help us enjoy the wonderful meeting. First, please keep your microphone mute until it is your turn to speak. Second, we encourage you to turn on your camera for wonderful audio interaction if it is convenient for you. Third, the meeting will be recorded. If you prefer not to be recorded, you are welcome to turn off your camera, but please stay with us to learn and enjoy as much as you can. Now, let's put our hands together and warmly welcome our President Lai to the virtual stage.
Thank you to our Sergeant Arms, Sean. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our masterclass today. I would like to welcome our speaker first, Thomas Island and Rosetta Walker Island, both distinguished Toastmaster and accredited speakers as our Thomas Island. Of course, to welcome our District 51 Club Grow Director, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap, Division Director, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Curtis, as of course, all of our members, and of course, and our guests, distinguished Toastmaster Ronawati Wongso. Now, I don't want to use up much time. I would like to directly invite our Toastmaster of the meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Curtis, to start this master class for us. Let's welcome Alicia to the stage.
Thank you very much to our wonderful president here at Advanced Hashtag Ardent Speakers. For those joining us live or who will watch the recording, this is one of our evening sessions. We don't always do the evening sessions here, but we are very excited to be doing an evening session as we call in all around the world here tonight, whether you be in Australia, the middle of Europe, in Asia, or the USA, as some of our members will be. This is an exciting part of our club Advanced Hashtag Ardent Speakers. We meet on the first Monday, or every single Monday, every single week, and the last Monday is dedicated to our advanced speakers that we have who come and present a wonderful speech. And how lucky are we tonight, calling in all the way from Europe in Ireland. Please welcome Thomas Island and Rosetta Walker Island. But before I pass over to them, I do want to introduce them a little bit more and extend that. So let me tell you a bit about Mrs. Rosetta Walker Island. So the last time we saw her, they weren't married, but now they are married. They are awesomely married, and it was very exciting. I believe it happened last year, late last year, and we're very excited about this. Rosetta is the CEO of Rosetta Walker, Queen of Inspiration, hence why she is wearing her awesome crown. She's a multi-award winning artist, songwriter, best-selling author with Les Brown in the Mission Unstoppable book. She's the founder and CEO at Walker Records Production. We got to hear that music as we came into the Zoom room tonight. Now, lo and behold, she is married to Mr. Tom Island, who she is sitting next to. A little bit about Tom. Tom is an international TEDx speaker, and he became the 93rd international accredited speaker through the Toastmasters International program a few years ago. He is a certified human potential coach and Ironman 140.6. Not withholding that he is also a Guinness World Record holder, and I believe he's done that twice, and the author of My Glass is Full. Please welcome all the way from Ireland, previously from California. They said we couldn't, so we did. Please welcome Rosetta Walker Island and Thomas Island, both distinguished Toastmasters. Very excited to have you guys here tonight. or this morning, or this afternoon. Please welcome both of our lovely, wonderful couple. We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for having us. It's a pleasure to be back at Ardent Speakers and being able to be here at a more or less reasonable hour. It's 2 p.m. here in Dublin, Ireland, as opposed to the middle of the night or the wee hours of the morning. And it's really great to be here to share with you all a little bit about our story together and our newest book. The title you heard earlier, They Said We Couldn't, So We Did. Making Relationships Work When the Odds Are Against You. And earlier this year, we started our own podcast, Islands Insights. We air the first Monday of each month, and we're coming to you in that format here today. And for those of you that love Pathways, look up Level 4 electives, create a podcast. You can use that towards a speech or a project within your Pathways.
Yes, we're so happy to be here. It's good to see you all. I always love coming here, don't you, Tom?
Yes.
Yes, great.
We're really excited to be sharing some of our newest developments, and we're going to be talking a little bit about why we wrote this book. And we're still in April. Most of you know that have heard me speak before that I get involved a lot with the autism community, and April is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. And an interesting fact about romance and relationships amongst the autism spectrum, only about 7% of people on the autism spectrum ever get married. And even fewer than that stay married. And Rosetta and I have been married for 7 months. We've been living in Ireland for 3 now. And we are very interested in sharing what we've learned along the way so that the people on the autism spectrum in your life can find that special someone and build a life together.
And not only on the spectrum and off the spectrum. That's exactly what we bring to the table, because love is love. And a lot of times people are seeking to find love, and they may feel, like Tom was saying earlier, that is that possible? Is it going to happen for me? And maybe also we're going to talk today, if you're already in a relationship, you already have love, or you already have that special one, just some things you can keep in mind. We're going to share some 7 steps, a couple of 7-step tips that's in our book. We're going to share that a little golden nuggets with y'all today.
And a lot of what we talk about, it's not limited to autism or a neurodiverse population or community necessarily. We are hoping that what we're saying here can apply and does apply to just about anyone as to your relationships on a personal level, on a professional level. What are the conversations that need to be had if things are getting difficult? And are you with the best person that's going to bring out the best in each other individually and together? Because when we were sitting down to write the book, we really wanted to convey some of the lessons learned, particularly on the hard way. We find that when we give speeches in Toastmasters or in our business, we convey the lessons that we have learned the hard way. And take a moment to think to yourself, what have you learned the hard way? Through a lot of time, through a lot of hardship, through a lot of difficulty. And what are you going to convey to your audience so that they can take something away from your experience? And something that I've learned the hard way is that I ultimately am in charge of my life. I mean, you might use a diagnosis as a crutch. You might have some difficulty getting through certain parts of life. But at the end of the day, who lives your life? You do.
Yeah.
It is you that lives your life. And you create everything good and not so good that happens to you. And that can be a bitter pill for some people to swallow. As I'm entering or preparing to enter a relationship, I knew I had to accept that I create the life that I want. And as I work with another person to create a life that we want together, that's the foundation for a good, if not a great, relationship.
It definitely is. And some of the things we were looking at is soft skills in a relationship. And we talk about that for people that's on the spectrum, off the spectrum, just getting into a relationship. Some soft conversations that you can have when you're getting to know one another. And also looking at how people can stay away from scams. Because we don't have much time, we can't go into detail about each topic. But Tom and I do extensively talk about those different topics. One thing looking at getting into a relationship is taking the time to get to know the person. No, just not just a sexual relationship, but just becoming friends with one another. A lot of times we get to become friends with people that we think we know them, but because we never asked the right questions in the beginning, you really don't know the person like you thought you know them.
And I think that's something that gets a little bit misplaced in a relationship. You may be so desperate to get married by a certain age, or you think, I'm at this point in my life, I should be doing this. But when was the last time you really started to make friends with somebody first? Or understanding that, as my sister once told me, that a relationship is a lot like a video game. You have to go through progressing through different levels. Or for our Toastmasters Pathways fans, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. There's no jumping levels, is there? You have to go in the sequence, at least if you want the educational awards and credits and things of that nature. The same can apply to a friendship, to a relationship. Going through level 1, progressing through level 2, level 3, versus jumping levels or going a little too fast, too quickly, too much. Because it needs to come and progress at a natural and a comfortable level for both parties if the relationship is going to be successful. Friends first, then a relationship going to the next level. Wouldn't you agree? Friends first before you move upward in the relationship chain, so to speak?
And also getting to know one another's love language. How many of you ever heard of the love language test? Wave your hand if you know about the love language test. Great. How many of you have taken that love language test?
Not
Any?
a
Okay.
few, maybe.
Now, think about that. Your love language is so very important. For myself, I've never taken the love language. My sister told me about it. And I was thinking, well, that was you dating someone, you take the love language? She said it can work any kind of way. So I took the test, and that was a long time ago. I forgot about it. It was years later. And Tom and I started dating, and he brought up the love language test. So we took the test, he took it, and I found out his language, one of his love languages, the first one is quality time. Quality time. And it was during the time of COVID. I went back home to Virginia, which means now we're 3,000 miles away. We were friends. And now this relationship is moving to something more than friends. So with his first love language being quality time, how was that going to work? Right? His second love language is physical touch. If I'm 3,000 miles away, he's not getting that, right? And for myself, my first love language is gifts. So I'm thinking, if I'm getting gifts, I'm good. But it's not working for him. It totally worked for me. And the second love language for me is words of affirmation. So I'm getting both of the things that I feel to fall in love, but he's not getting what he needs. Just think about people in your life that you love. Are they getting from you what they need? It works. I mean, think about it. Our parents, I wish my mother's no longer with us, but I wish I knew her love language. Do you know people in your life, their love language? Maybe a family member, a friend. Because knowing that can make a difference how you communicate with them.
And quick refresher on the 5 different love languages. Write these down. Physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, and acts of service. Those are the 5 love languages, how people show their love and appreciation for one another. I'll repeat them again. So physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, like compliments, nice things to say, gifts, and acts of service. And these can apply not just to a romantic relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, but your family. You could give your brother a compliment and it may not land with them, but if you were to get him a nice gift, that will resonate with him. And how about your workplace relationships? You ever get a nice email from a boss or a coworker saying, thank you so much for your help with such and such the other day, it meant a lot? Or maybe they drop a little special something at your desk one day saying thank you for da-da-da. It feels good to receive those, don't it? Or doesn't it?
See, and that can make a whole difference. A lot of times people can even be in a marriage for years and never understand this communication. And the person said, well, I never felt love. I never felt appreciated. It's because they never received what they thought is love, because that's how they're wired. So that's something very important that we talk about a little bit. And so looking at the 7 steps closer, what is your favorite food?
Or your favorite music.
Mm-hmm.
Or go ahead.
Yeah. Your favorite.
We're both on the same
we're on the same
vibration
page.
frequency here.
Your favorite color?
Sports. These topics that you bring up in small talk as you get to know somebody for the first time.
I see pizza.
I see who's hungry for pizza. Alicia is.
There you go. So we know she loves pizza, so we know what we can do. If we with her, we go to a restaurant that has pizza. See how that works? Because we know if we take her to a restaurant, whether it's going to be pizza, we know she loves that. And that's what you want to do. You want to find out what a person likes in their life so you can deliver. Oh,
And now she's going to McDonald's.
Oh, burgers and fries. That's beautiful.
So finding out what somebody likes to consume, to immerse themselves in, something that really brightens their day, and you can bring that into the mix and improve your relationship with them, as opposed to going to restaurants that they don't like, or heaven forbid they might be allergic to something and you don't want to put them in that particular circumstance. So finding what they like as far as food, sports, music,
personal interests,
personal.
hobbies. And it brings us to another point now, because we talked about foods, that's 1, colors 2, sports is 3, music 4, hobbies or what you're passionate about, which is 5. Brings us to number 6, and I think we're going to do 7. Talk about those different 7 places we're going to touch on. It's your boundaries. I don't like it when you do fill in the blank. Do you know a lot of relationships, those boundaries are not set? Or setting a boundary, as Tom and I always say, if you set a boundary and don't keep it, that's not a boundary. You have to enforce the boundary.
Mm-hmm. Almost like where you draw the line. Like, let's say here's the line and this mug doesn't go across the line. But then the mug does make it. Okay, don't go across this line. It goes a little bit further. Okay, I mean it. Don't cross this line that I'm making. It still goes further. Mm-hmm. The more lines that get crossed, and more importantly, the more you let your lines get crossed, and that's going to lead to trouble.
And in some relationships, that can go on for years. And like I said, once again, you can apply this principle even in a professional setting. At work, it could be someone that's crossing the line, someone that's not respecting your boundaries, or even not respecting you in the workplace.
Because once those lines get crossed, those boundaries get violated, and even to the point where, are you saying and doing something about when your lines, your boundaries get crossed? You could be saying something, but still, they continue to get crossed. So does that person who continues to disrespect you and your boundaries, should you continue to stay around them? Or might you belong somewhere else or with someone else? I think too many of us stay in places and with people that are not good for us. And that has an impact, particularly a negative one, on many aspects of our lives. So it's on us to find the right person, the right place, whether it's a workplace, a living environment, wherever it might be, that is going to respect you and your boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Being in a relationship that makes you feel good will help you to grow. As Tom and I were talking about earlier as we were setting up for our Island Insights today, about how the rain falls in April. And it brings those May flowers. Well, along that, you have to have the dirt, and you need the sunshine, you need the water, all those different things that make it grow. Sometimes in our life, people come along and do us dirty. How many of you ever been in a friendship or relationship with somebody and they just did you dirty?
Dragging you through the mud.
I mean, they just did you so bad. But when you take that dirt and you apply it to your life, think about that. You needed to grow. And some of those times you can get to know a person, you realize that was not good for me. But what did you take away from that? Because the tragedy is not what you went through. The tragedy would be to go through it and learn absolutely nothing from it.
And as you think about where are you planting yourself, much like which person or place you're picking, what about your environment? It could be where you live, where you work, the people you hang out with a lot. Is it helping you grow? And what do you have to do to give yourself the nutrients, the water, the sunlight like a plant would need to grow. Granted, there are some harsh conditions that do allow for growth. Anybody ever been to the desert where it's so dry and hot, and yet you see those cacti, those plural of cactus, growing out there? So some growth can happen in harsh conditions, but I don't think y'all are prickly like cacti and don't want to be like that or appear that way to people or what have you. So there might be times where you have to uproot. Just like what we did with Ireland recently. We left the United States, we're now living in Ireland. We had to uproot because we wanted to change a pace and we wanted to build something newer and something better for ourselves.
And be somewhere it's nice and peaceful and different things like that. And you know, now listen to this, y'all. I want to share this with y'all for a moment. I found out that my zodiac sign for the Chinese horoscope is horse. I'm a horse, right?
The horse.
And that was new for me. I found out about it some years ago. So when we went through the snake, right, the transformation, where you shed the skin, right, all of those things that we went through, that season, that's done. That's over with. We're new now. We have a whole lot going for us. So now that we're in the fire horse, just look at what it brings into the atmosphere, the energy. And you don't have to believe in zodiac sign. That's fine. I guess I'm saying it right, the horoscopes and different things like that, because some people believe in the horoscopes, and that's the point I'm making is that you cannot change what's going on in the universe. What's happening in the universe is going to keep happening, whether you keep up with it or not. So now that we're in a transformation, which way are we going to go? We're going to go with the good vibrations that's out there, and we're going to keep pulling ourselves higher and pulling ourselves up, or we're going to be focused on what's going on in this world right now. There's so much going on in the world that you can get pulled down, down, down. And we do not want that. None of us here today should want to be in a negative vibration. So it's very important that you push through and push up. And if the people in your life that's pulling you down, it might be time to say, hey, look, you got to go. You're in the overdue.
And it may even be within your own family. Something that I was raised with growing up with autism as an example. And this is ironic because for those of you that know my profile, I used to be a certified public accountant. Someone very good with numbers and finance. But I didn't have a credit card in my own name. I would always have a card that was shared with a parent. And I grew up well into my 40s or late 30s thinking that I would never have my own credit card. But then a special someone, the woman I would eventually marry, came along and said, Tom, you file your own taxes. Go show those tax returns to a credit card company and see if you can't get a card on your own. And I thought, is that possible? Or what if it gets back to my parents that I'm looking to go out on my own? Well, we went and applied with the credit card company. I showed my tax returns. I'm not involving my parents at all. And I get my own card in my own name. Ask and you shall receive, right? But here I was thinking it couldn't be done. My folks seemed to think it couldn't be done, and they made it out to be like that, but I went for it anyway. They said I couldn't. I asked, hey, credit card company, will you accept this? Yep, here's your card, Tom. And I did it.
Right, you did that, honey. And I'm so proud of you for taking that step. And if you never lived in America, you don't understand how huge that is. In America, everything is about your score, your credit score. If you don't have a good credit score, or you don't have credit at all, no credit cards, it's the same as you have nothing. You won't be able to purchase a car if you want to get it on credit. You won't be able to rent an apartment or a house because that's how America is. So your credit score is everything. We don't really need that now. We both have great credit scores, but the point of it is what we really want to convey to you all today. The most important thing is to love yourself first. Because it don't matter who you want to have a relationship with. If you haven't learned to love yourself first, it's not going to ever work. So whatever you've been through, forgive yourself. Forgive others that have hurt you. I have been hurt in my life. I even been abused in my life before. But I learned to forgive those people. Like Tom said, when he first met me, it was really hard for me to trust him. Not because he's a bad person, but because of my past. I had men I could not trust. And Tom one day said to me, I don't want that to bleed into our relationship. And I'm thinking, I'm just not used to being with a man that doesn't lie or doesn't have other crazy stuff going on. Because he's a good man. So I say that to you all. A lot of times our past or how somebody have done us in the past can bleed into our future now. So if there's anything from your past that you need to let go of, let it go. Let it go so you can move forward and really enjoy the new seasons that's coming in your way.
And I gave a keynote speech in Niagara Falls, Canada earlier this month, and I want to convey to you all one of the biggest lessons I gave to the audience there. You may not be responsible for what hurt you, but you are responsible for what heals you. You must initiate and oversee your own healing. Because if you don't, you run the risk of making the same mistakes over and over again and not doing what you need to do to get where you need to be in this life. And you heard earlier about the Chinese zodiac. Last year was the year of the snake, who shed their skin to grow bigger and go farther. Now in 2026, we're in the year of the horse. This is the time for you to discover your freedom, who you are, run, go where you want to be, and really, in some cases, need to be if you're going to become your best self.
Yeah. And I think, Tom, to kind of go back what you were saying with your parents, I think it's because your parents love you so much. Tom's family, when I first met them, was so protective over him. So I think a lot of that came from them really protecting you. But now they know you have someone to love you that's not going to hurt you. And I think that happens a lot when people have a person in their family that may have autism or Down syndrome or something that they need to be protected. It's kind of hard to let go, to know that it's going to be safe. And you know, that's the way we feel. I have a daughter now. Tom is a stepdad, and we have 5 grandchildren.
Yep.
So Tom is also granddad, y'all.
A step-grandfather.
Step-grandfather.
That's what I have.
With the grandkids. And sometimes you can just love so much that you love too hard, and you can just suffocate the person with being too tight.
It's amazing what kind of messages we hang on to because other people conveyed it. I think it was Chris Gardner. He wrote The Pursuit of Happiness, and that movie with Will Smith was made about him. He said, don't ever let someone tell you you can't do something. When people can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it. So I think because of my family and even society's own limiting beliefs about what I was capable of, and me thinking they knew best or they had my best interests at hand or really wanted to make sure I was safe, until I realized, since when is safety getting us anywhere in life? Sometimes we have to do away with those safety nets, those protections. And yes, people can care about us and want what's best for us.
Training wheels on a bike.
Training wheels on a bike is another good example too.
Do any of y'all remember you first learned how to ride a bike? Raise your hand.
Ridden bikes before?
Uh-huh. And do you remember trying to hold that balance? Well, like Tom is saying with those safety nets or the training wheels that's on your bike, and then they take it off and you're just free now. You can go without those training wheels. But in the beginning, either somebody's holding your bike to hold you up so you don't wobble and fall, or those training wheels keep you. And then one day you have to let go of those support systems to see, can you fly on your own? Can you soar?
Yep. And my dad gave a speech at our wedding reception about how once upon a time he was the one making sure I was okay riding along with the training wheels, but then the training wheels came off and now I can bike 180 kilometers in Ironman triathlons. So he showed the comparison then and now on our wedding night.
Yeah. I would like to do something for a moment with you all that's here right now. If you can just take your hands and open them up like this and kind of put it out. And just for a moment, just think to yourself, everything that has happened, that's been bothering you lately, that's maybe been hurting you, or maybe you feel like you made some mistakes, or maybe somebody did you wrong. Just take that right now. Let it just sit for a moment. Then we're going to take a deep breath together and just deep in and hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Then slowly, very, very slowly release. Just slowly release. Just slowly release it out to the atmosphere. It's gone. It's gone. sometimes we just have to take some time for us. Just take that deep breath. Just take that moment to visualize what you need to release, and please let it go. Because if you don't, your thoughts can just drive. You can just drive yourself crazy in your own thoughts. Sometimes you just got to release all that so you can get to a more better place for yourself and for others.
Because it starts and it ends with you. Your life, your future, even your legacy, because none of us are going to be around forever. What will you be leaving behind? And is it what you want to have happen? If you were to die tomorrow, would you have everything in place? Would you have lived a life where people at your funeral would say what you want them to say about you?
I mean, it's even when you look at how we all connect together. We are in different places right now. But from time to time, no matter where I'm at in the world, I can go onto my Facebook or wherever social media I might be on, and I can see you out interacting, especially Alicia. I see her a whole lot. Pat, I see her. And a lot of times Alicia is with her cat. Now think about that relationship. How do you think her cat would feel if she decided, I'm not going to feed you today? She wouldn't do that, right? So that's how it is even when your relationships. You have to feed it. You have to nurture. You have to find out what's going on. And whatever you do, don't say, oh, I'm going to talk about this later. And later never comes. That is like a wedge doing this, and then it's further and further out. And then when you try to go back to what it was you should have talked about, it's so far down the road that you have to think, where did we go wrong? So you don't want that. Always talk about things. And if you promise you're going to go back to it, go back to it. It's okay to take that break. Walk away. Take a deep breath. Do what you need to do. But come back to it. Put it on the table and discuss it. Please be honest with one another.
And those difficult conversations, and there's Taj in the background there, Alicia's camera.
Yeah.
The most difficult conversations are also the most necessary.
Yeah.
And the more we put off things that seem difficult or not resolvable, or like, we'll figure this out later, but never actually work towards figuring it out, those problems will come back to haunt you later.
Well, we're about to the end of our time. That's true.
Just about. So we're at about 30 minutes into speaking time. If there are any questions, we can start taking those. But we really appreciate you
and
having us. Yes.
Yeah, I want to wrap up number 7 because we didn't get the last one. Number 7, the last one, the most important one. And this could be a deal breaker. Number 7, are you headed the same direction? Do you know what the person really wants? For myself, I'm a singer, songwriter, actress. You know that. Tom, he's in the Toastmasters. I wasn't when I first met him. He would go off and have meetings and didn't talk to me. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? I became a Toastmaster. Now, if he had something going on in his life that wasn't flowing with mine, it probably wouldn't work. Don't waste years of your life in a relationship with a person that's not allowing you to be you or for you to grow and reach your dreams. Because a lot of people are in a relationship and they never told that person, you know what? I always wanted to be a gardener. I always wanted to have my own garden. Or I always wanted to write a book, or whatever it is that you might have wanted to do. It sometimes dies in a relationship. So make sure you let that person know, hey, look, this is where I draw a line. I want to do this and I need to do this. Please respect me and allow me to have this opportunity. Don't let it die inside of you. Please don't let your dreams die within you.
And it's really important that you find somebody you can grow together with, because there are times in relationships, business, personal, that you might find yourselves growing apart. Continuing to support one another through thick and thin. And just like how we have our own things, we do our things together, we also have things we do separately. For example, I have my coaching clients that I see. She's still doing singing. We're actually going to a recording studio tomorrow to have her record a new song. So we support each other in our individual careers and lives, and we have the things we do together. And what you're doing now might not be what you're doing later.
Yeah, and it's entitled I'm Always Praying for You, and the song is dedicated to my loved ones, which is known as my fans, family, friends, and yeah.
So that'll be on YouTube later for the waiting room music in the future. So look for I'm Always Praying for You on YouTube in the future, and we can play that in your waiting room in the future. Thank you very much for having us to talk about They Said We Couldn't, So We Did, what we've learned in relationships and making them work when the odds are against you. Questions?
I just want to say thank you very much to both of you. You've bucked the trend with many, many things, neurodiversity, underprivileged background and all that. I think that is a real testament to what true love is. And I really appreciate what you guys do all the time. I watch you on Facebook, like you probably watch me on Facebook. I watch you both on Facebook. I was showing my fellow division director, who is on the call here with us tonight from Sydney, Australia as well, Third Thursday Thoughts and the Tuesdays as well, because I just said to Rani, like, this is a couple that really truly shines, and despite the barriers, you really do know how to shine. So congratulations to both, and congratulations on the marriage, and congratulations on moving to Ireland.
Thank you.
And another side note for those that are interested in empowerment, I got us to Ireland with our own earned money and without my family's knowledge until after we crossed the border. And that's a big step for someone on the autism spectrum who have been running everything by their family their entire life.
Yeah, because it's about being an adult, being a grown man, and making decisions as a grown married man.
So I just did a quick browse. Did a quick browse.
Yeah, that is really fabulous.
Questions? I was saying I was doing a quick browse through the chat to see if there were any questions in there, but
which is safe because for those of you who've been watching on the news, there have been a lot of ICE raids and people being taken to detention centers and things like that. We just didn't want to be in the middle of that. We found ourselves in our own country having to carry our passports so we can prove we were American. It was like, this is not going to work for us. It was just getting too dangerous.
And I see the question in the chat. Can you share about compatibility in a relationship? Is it important? I would say compatibility is a very big quality of a relationship. If you two work well, not just individually, but together, and sustaining that over a long period of time, because till death do us part, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you need to make sure that both of you can work together to resolve any situations that may come up. And as we grow and evolve as people, that our life is still good and we're helping one another through those difficult times when or if they come up.
Yes.
I'm going to ask a question. It's along the lines of being, neurodiverse and stuff. My ex-partner is actually level 2 autism, so I can understand your relationship very well. And also having that jump and that leap of faith of moving out. So my question evolves around, so when you guys first got together, moving in, that must have been a very big challenge, especially for you, like being on one side of the country, Rosetta, and Tom, you being on the other. How did that evolve to come together? And was that a big leap of faith, especially given that you have autism, Tom?
It was a very big leap of faith, considering that she was willing and able to move across the country for me. And we mentioned earlier about knowing the love languages and what made me tick, so to speak. Like the quality time, the physical touch, those are big for me. And a long distance relationship, yes, we can spend a lot of time talking to each other, but if you're not physically present or in front of me, that might have jeopardized the relationship.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. I lived in California for 13 years. And during COVID is when I went back home because everything was pretty much closed down. So I really wasn't doing much as an artist or things I would need to do that you would meet as a crowd. We were not allowed to do that. So I decided this is the time to go back home. But when Tom did his Ironman, eventually he won. When he finished the Ironman, they got a Guinness World Record for that. But when he first sat that one, he told me, I'm coming to Maryland. And that is right near where I live in Virginia. He said, will you like to meet up with me? And I'm thinking, okay, well, we're friends. What's happening here? I was like, yeah, of course. You can do the Ironman, stop by Virginia. He did that. Not only did he stop by to see me in person, because by the time our relationship was going from friendships to getting really, really serious, he knocked on my door and had a dozen of roses with him. So he drove from California to Maryland, where he did the Ironman, and came all the way to Virginia to my door. So it's no way I'm gonna tell this man I don't want to be in his life. I thought he was the most romantic man I ever met in my life. And him having autism had nothing to do with it. Matter of fact, I really loved it because he's honest with me. And I told you before about liars. I don't have to worry about that with Tom. He's an honest man, and I really love that.
And being able to strike while the iron's hot. For those of you that may not know United States geography, so I'm living in California on the West Coast. She's in Virginia on the East Coast. I had to travel to the East Coast for an Ironman. It was a few miles from where she lived, and I figured I'm going to see her while I'm in this neck of the woods.
That's 3,000 miles.
I went 3,000 miles for the Ironman and to see her. So, are you willing and able to go the distance, sometimes literally miles or kilometers, for the people or the person that you love? It's a question you can ask yourselves now or later. We'll keep on going through the chat here. Let's see here. Of autism, my ex was very to the point.
She's about autism.
My ex was very to the point, still is. Yep, and that is something about autism too. We do tend to be very direct. We say what we mean and mean what we say, or at least to the best of our abilities. And sometimes directness, honesty, for some can be to a fault. Because you ever heard of white lies? You may not get white lies from someone with autism. You'll get the exactly what's on their mind and may not be thinking about the feelings of the other person. So something that I had to
and
be considerate of.
Yes, and sometimes a person with autism can miss some cues, and that's one of the reasons why, as I was saying earlier, we do teach soft skills in relationships, because relationships can come with just the basic skills that you and I might take for granted, but taking the time to teach those basic skills can be life changing for a person that's seeking a relationship on the spectrum.
And one thing I love about being in a relationship with Rosetta is that she brings out the best in me and I bring out the best in her. It's a two-way street.
Yes.
Having a two-way street in a relationship where there's give and take, instead of one person doing all the giving, and the other person doing all the taking. Right. It has to be both ways.
Yes.
All right, someone had to leave.
I got a question.
Oh, Alicia has to go. Take care of yourself,
bye.
Alicia.
Tom, Rosetta, Vicky
Yes.
has a question.
Yeah, but is Alicia still there? Because I'm thinking of catching a photo before she's gone. She's gone, is it?
No, she's
okay,
still here.
We can do
Let's
Hey,
have a
I'm
look.
here.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, let's quickly catch a photo.
Okay.
Sorry, Vicky.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sean
me-
or
Yes,
yeah.
let me take a photo. Look here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. Just wait a moment.
All right.
Yes. Look here. Another pose. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it.
Bravo.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Vicky,
Thanks,
ask
Alicia.
your question. Yeah,
Okay.
Vicky.
Go ahead.
Keep taking questions, comments, stories.
Okay.
There's a question coming from Vicky.
Who's next?
Vicky.
It's me, Vicky. Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm Vicky, and I'm diagnosed ADHD, but I suspect I have autism also. So we'll wait and see. But for Rosetta, is this your first time knowing the autism symptom? How
Yeah.
did you learn about it, and how did you initially feel about it?
Yes, this is my first time ever having a relationship with someone that's on the spectrum. And first knowing, I didn't know what to think about it. When Tom told me he had autism, I thought, okay, I'm not sure what that means. So I actually started reading about it, studying, learning different things. I watched his video when he became accredited speaker. I saw that online, which really helped me a lot because his speech, he pretty much mapped out what his life was like having autism when he first got diagnosed. So I thought to myself, being in a relationship with him means this has to be serious. I can't play with him. I can't say, oh, yeah, we in a relationship, or we're not in a relationship. We aren't. I knew he is not the type of person to play with because he's a gentle, kind soul. So that's what came to the table for me was really realizing I have someone in my life that if he loves me, then I can put down my guards and safely love him back. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, finding out more about autism I became driven, and not only that, became a autism advocate. Well, a lot of times y'all may see where Tom is doing keynotes, I'll come there and do some speeches as well, because finding out more about autism actually opened my heart to a whole new world, to find out about a whole new group of people that has been going through things, and people treating them, ostracizing them, treating them in ways that breaks my heart. So anything, it has just made me a better person inside. And I really admire people that's on the spectrum, because I notice they bring something to the table because they look at the world differently. And I appreciate that.
And the world needs different types of minds, ways of thinking. There's a saying in the autism community, I miss what others catch, but I catch what others miss. Yeah. So there is something out there that we all have to offer. The question is finding the right people, place, circumstances where your talents, your skill sets, your personality traits, as you are authentically you, are best appreciated and can make the most out of a really good situation, or maybe a not so good situation. And how are you making the world a better place? So even if there's a diagnosis involved, that shouldn't necessarily be a deal breaker. A diagnosis is not a deal breaker necessarily. And as we look at our relationship individually and jointly together, do we continue to grow as people? Because I think sometimes relationships fail because one person is growing and another person is not, or is having greater difficulty in doing so. As a person on the autism spectrum, I've accepted that I am the beginning and the end, and I want to grow as a person so I can be my best self, the best person for my wife, the best person for my clients, and the best person for society as a whole.
Like Temple Grandin said, that a lot of people on the spectrum have brought a lot of different things to the world. Lots of inventions and a lot of things that the world wouldn't have known about if it hadn't been for their creations and their expertise that they bring to the table.
And we've met Temple Grandin many times, got one of her books over here. If you haven't met her or seen what she looks like, this is Temple Grandin. Had a movie made about her life and a recent documentary called An Open Door. We had a chance to see a screening of that documentary in Canada. Thank you for your question, Vicky. Anyone else have a question, comment, story? See the pictures dropped in the chat. They look cool.
Save that one.
Anyone have any question for both of them?
Yep, I do.
Go ahead.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. I do have a question regarding relationship, because a lot of times we will carry our past history with us. So any recommendation, how do we clear the past history? Is usually negative in nature, and so that we are prepared. So what would be some kind of a spiritual practice or something that is going to help us to really own ourselves before we share ourselves with another person? Yeah, that's my question. Thank you. I'd like to hear from Rosetta, and then after that, Tom, for sure. Yeah, thank you.
Ladies first, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a great question, and I actually love that question because I had to grapple with that myself. I would say, number one, clear your mind. When those voices come about what happened in the past and you're reminding yourself of what happened with a past person, the person you are with now is not the same person. So you cannot do accusations. You can't even assume. You can't put them in the same box. You got to give them that fresh slate. Now, as far as spiritually, you do have to take that time to get before God. If that's how you see it. Everybody got a different spiritual way to the universe or to God. Or I always say, God, how you see God. Because people have different religious beliefs, and that's fine. Do what you need to do spiritually as far as getting that time with you and your God. Get your spiritual self in line first. Get that done. Because if you're not where you need to be spiritually, it's not going to be room for that person to come in. Because you don't need time to grow. Why? Because when you get in a relationship with somebody new, you're going to find out some things that y'all going to have to work out together. Because in the beginning, it's going to be a couple of bumps, right? It's going to be beautiful in the beginning. Then you find out, oh, this person did this or that. What I like to do is take a piece of paper, write down the things that have bothered you, the things that went wrong, the things that the other person. Just write it down. Take it, tear it up and burn it, or rip it up and flush it. And when you do that, say, God, I release these things and I remove that from my past. Help keep this path open and clear for this new relationship. And God, show me anything I need to know that together we can grow.
And a big spiritual breakthrough for me came about 11 years ago. I was in my last accounting job before I would ultimately leave the profession. I went to a martial arts center that had a meditation room. And I started going to this meditation room regularly and starting to see the value and the importance of emotional intelligence and sensory regulation, emotional awareness. And that continues with me to this day as I think about how I'm feeling, how I'm reacting, responding, and what impact that has on me and those around me. And really seeing that I am the sum of the good and the not so good that has happened to me. And I'm not going to worry about what happened in the past because it helped make me who I am today. If I keep worrying about a person, a situation, or what have you from the past and how that's hurting me now, that's like, you ever held a hot coal before? It burns, right?
Mm-mm.
And if you're holding a hot coal, blaming someone from your past, who's getting burned during that? You are.
We are, yeah. It's
You
hard,
have to
but
let go of that.
yeah. Yeah.
So letting go of what is hurting, coming to terms with it, know that that is not you. That may have been you at one point, but it's not you anymore. We are all changing as people, even when we don't know about it. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, 5 months ago, or even 5 minutes ago. So change is happening all around us and within us. The question is, what are you going to do to make it work to your advantage?
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Thank you. Yeah, certainly. Thank you so much, Rosetta. Thank you so much, Tom. Yeah. I think we are done with the question, and I just would like to send our gratitude certainly to Thomas and also Rosetta. And also I'd like to welcome Chulan, who just tuned in. Chulan actually was the speech champion for our international speech division level. And this is a little bit of a detour here whereby he would like to present his speech later on and hear our feedback. But before that, I thought it was great certainly to have all of us to have this session, because a lot of times we are also dealing with history and how to love ourselves, right? How to make sense of our past. And this is such a great session. I'm going to hand the control over to our President Lai. We are doing certainly appreciation in our own way, and I'm so happy, and I know Shan has been working hard on it as well. So yeah, over to you, Lai.
Thank you to our Vice President of Education, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia. Now, fellow Toastmaster, thank you for sharing with us until now. Now, we'd like to proceed with the appreciations for both the speakers and our role play as well. Shan, mine can help me share the slides. Yep, I pin them. Wait. Okay, Thomas, Rosetta, let me capture the picture. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, smile. Shan, move the cursor away first. Come. Yeah. Go back to the previous one first, Shan. Yeah, one more. Thomas and Rosetta. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next one. For all the role players, Alicia has left the meeting. Pin our BPE. With our speakers as well. Seta and Janet and Shan. Shan is here. Okay, everyone, get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Sean, I will remove all the pin first. Okay. First, I would like to thanks to both our speakers for sharing us your journey, how you have went through a lot of things, from getting together, moving to Ireland without telling your parents, all these kind of things like a bold move to say. Yet I believe all of you have worked it out, discussed along the way. Of course, from all of us, we give you our blessing as long as a blessing for your happy marriage along all the way until the word. I had to say that word, the word do us apart. Thank you for joining us, and of course, all the members here tonight for joining in, and of course the guests as well. Thank you, everyone. Let's unmute yourself and say thank you to both our speakers. Everyone, unmute first.
Yes.
Get ready?
Yes.
1, 2,
Yes.
3.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Thomas and
Woo.
Rosetta. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thomas and
Rosetta.
Rosetta.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And for other members, do join for guests as well. Do join us our next training meeting on 4th of May. It will be on the
Yes.
afternoon time. Yeah. Thank you,
Yes.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.